What up? We are back. Episode 4 of our demo and track feedback sessions. I think the show will be a little bit more brief than last episode of episode 3, simply because we got to a lot of submissions in that previous episode and kind of catching up here. And I like to limit these to at least 3 to 4 different submissions. So we went overboard last time. So I'm going to try and keep it succinct to the 3 to 4 submissions target. Uh, so that being said, we'll jump into things shortly, but I do want to remind you of the remix contest. If you are on my Patreon or thinking about subscribing, we are running a remix contest to remix my track on a collab vinyl EP with Phil Weeks of Rob Soul on my Purveyor Underground Limited imprint, which is just strictly vinyl pretty much. So the contest deadline for that is August the 15th. So make sure if you do want to get involved with that, all you got to do is go to my Patreon, and the link is below here if you're watching this video on YouTube. And then just sign up for the all access tier and go to the first post that's pinned at the top of all of the posts to download the stems and go on with your bad self and do that remix. Really looking forward to hearing all of the submissions by August 15th so we can release that record in the fall of this year. I also have another contest announcement. It's massive, and I'm not trying to sound cliche. It really is huge. So stay tuned for that. This week, I'll be announcing that on Patreon and my other socials. And, as again, selfishly, the reason why I'm doing this is to discover new music for both my labels, and as well just give some good feedback to people if it's constructive and it's useful to them. That's great. I love to be a part of that journey. All right, so let's jump right into things. First submission is from Rey Gelato. I think, yeah, Ray, you're on Patreon as well. So this is cool. So let's give this a listen. Feel the light, Rey Gelato. Let's see what we got here. We've been getting a lot of sort of deep house, deeper track submissions, hoping to get some funky stuff. I like the deep stuff, but again, as I said, selfishly, I'm looking for new music to release on either one of the labels and just discover some new talent at the same time. So let's get into this. Rey Gelato, feel the light. That's the end. A nice build so far. Anticipating stuff. Is there going to be okay? Open hat. And the filter slowly opening up. I like that. A little double up. Bassline? Oh, okay, a little sub bass. Cat distracting me. Okay, I like the little vocal chops there. Okay, I'm just gonna move ahead a little bit. Oh, what was that? Just like added. Okay, so the filter's more open right here. Okay, this is a nice introduction of the vocal. And it looks like it's taking us into a breakdown right here. And then that sample's going to ramp up, it looks like. You can see it all right here. Ramping up. Okay. Every time I close my eyes, I see your face. Slowly leading us into the drop. Okay, change up again there. What's happening here? Okay, that's cool. Back in it. Yeah. Cool. All right, some quick thoughts on this one. I really love the arrangement. Like, out of all of these submissions, the arrangements have been quite tight, I must say. I was able to easily anticipate what would be going on within the track itself, different changes, and that's great. As a casual listener, just to be engaged in the track, and as well from a DJing perspective to know, okay, I think I can play this record because it's DJ friendly based on how things are arranged. The introduction of the vocal was cool, but in my opinion, I think it came a little too late. There were vocal chops earlier in the track, but they're just a type of, vocal chops that you couldn't really make out what was being said. And I'm highlighting this point because I think it's very important. If you're going to use a vocal, you're using it with the intention to ensure that somebody connects with the track and can see themselves in the track. Like some tracks I make with vocals in it, I'm trying to make a point about something, but at the same time, I want to make sure people can understand what is being said and they can connect to it and anticipate it throughout the arrangement of the song. So while the vocal was cool, I just felt the introduction of it was a little bit too late. And there's probably some good opportunity to do that a bit earlier in the track itself. I love the change up with the main loop because it is repetitive and loopy. You heard little changes in there that made it interesting for my ears, at least. And having the automation with the filtering also makes it cool and engaging as well. When it comes to the bass line, the sub bass itself, it sat nicely in the mix. And I think the overall mix was done pretty well, but I do think the sub bass could use a bit of oomph, like, a bit more presence. Although it is present, it could, be bumped up a bit more and just be a bit more punchy, in my opinion. The other thing, with the thing sonically in terms of the mix, I feel like the mids could be filled out a bit more with a beat break of some sort. And beat breaks are just, cue beats from other records or old disco record loops, just more of that sampling sort of background that I have and I'm used to, like with 90s house or whatever, like it's always present. And I think a lot of people don't realize just how present it is in a lot of the great house music tracks that they do enjoy. They're present, they're there, they're filling out the mids nice and sonically. So, my take on this is great track, deeper track. Just some minor and small improvements can be made, not for Purveyor Underground, just because it's much smoother than what we put out. But I do think it would be a right fit for a label with those adjustments being made to the track, as I just mentioned. So thank you again, Ray, for that. That is Feel the Light by Rey Gelato. Let's move on to the next submission. Okay. This guy's name looks familiar. This must be Denats. Oh, damn. Damn. Broken Link, man. Come on, Denats. What's up? Denats is actually putting out music. I'm quite familiar with his music because he's quite active on my Patreon, and we also do one-on-one sessions. And he's releasing music rather frequently and consistently now since we started in his journey. So, man, I would have loved to have heard this. And I just love the fact that he submitted something anyway, although he is releasing music consistently, just looking for one off feedback. So I think that's cool. So thank you for submitting it. I wish your link worked, bro. So I can give you some feedback. So just watch that, y'all. So hopefully we can catch this up on the next episode. All right. The next submission, and oh wow, it really is going to be a brief episode. This will be our last one. They submitted 3 tracks. Uh, I think, yeah, we'll go through all 3. I'm expecting that this group, Molly and Tacos, this is going to be a much deeper song just based on the labels they've released on Quantize Recordings, DJ Spen's label, and Open Bar Music. So I'm quite familiar with these labels because I've released on them as well. So I'm expecting a deeper house or Afro house sound. So let's see what we get. All right, this is Wanna Love featuring Jack Freeman, Molly, and Tacos. Let's check this out. That's an interesting name. It's pretty fun.
Gotta feel your love. I just wanna feel your touch. And I know you wanna run, 'cause the chase is all too fun. If you get the feeling, you need to lay
His vocal's super strong.
Call me on my phone. No, you don't wanna be alone. All too gotta feel.
Okay, so I'm gonna just stop this briefly here because this is just not a Purveyor Underground track. We don't put out music like this, but I will say I could tell a lot of these elements are live. The bass sounds like it's live. The vocalist is obviously not AI. It's a real vocalist, Jack Freeman, who I think they mentioned is an accredited R&B singer and has had positions on the Billboard chart up to 29. So it's really good. I like sonically, it's great. It's just not for Purveyor Underground. And I don't really like from a DJing perspective, like I'm not sure where this record would get played. It's just a completely different type of record. A good record, but when it comes to electronic music, just not aligned with what I put out on the label. And I mean, I do think it's a good example of what you can do with live music and have it be arranged in a manner that people can groove to and lock in step with. So a lot of people play live stuff and it's not as tight and succinct as this. So let's move on to the next track. I think they sent like 3. All right, so this is Shooting Star featuring Bee Honey. So let's see. Yeah, kind of like an Afro vibe. like the bass line. Yeah, so more Afro House vibes. It looks like this record was already released. Not sure what label it was put out on, but more of that Afro House vibe. And I'll be honest, I'm not really into Afro House. I have to be straight up with people. I think a lot of it, uh, I think from where it started versus where it is today, it's just not hitting for me. I just don't catch the same vibe as I used to with it. And again, that's just my opinion. But I do think, the distinction here with the live elements is really good. The vocal performance is pretty cool. I think, let me listen to the beginning. Like, it's nice that I'm not hearing crazy auto tune in it, like in some of the other tracks in the genre. So it's cool. I like that it's live music, but again, it's not a purveyor thing. And like I said, I think based on the labels they've released on, like this is a perfect fit for that. Like quantize, open bar music. This sort of locks in nicely. I would like, honestly, for Afro house stuff or deep house stuff, I would like to hear more of the, just the proper sample beats. Like the way, and I don't want to sound cliched, but like the way it used to be. Like I don't want to come across as super nostalgic necessarily. I just think there's more of a feeling with those when it comes to club culture and beats. So while this has a lot of great live elements, for my taste specifically, and for what works on uh, labels and stuff, like when I was back into, like I think Oscar and I, we did well, sorry, I remixed this track um, of a fellow Kuti song that I think Black Coffee actually picked up and licensed. And it just like it had those beats in it. We were working with that. Whereas Afro House today is just uh, that's just my opinion. I'm not really into it. So anyway, live music elements I love here. I like the tightness of the arrangement. The horn stuff. Horns aren't necessarily easy to mix, and they're sitting very well in the mix. So it's nice to hear that, and less auto tune. Very refreshing to hear. Let's check out the third track. It's featuring Jack Freeman once again. Okay, we got that wild guitar going on. I'm laughing because like every time I hear a wah guitar, I think porno, 70s porno. This is nice. Yeah, this is cool. I love that. Again, live elements is dope. I could tell the bass is being played, the horns are being played live. The vocal is a real human being, which is nice. And you heard more like electronic beats in there. Sounds like live claps too. I'm not sure. Heavy on the claps, like that mid range is just filled right out nicely. So again, not for me necessarily, not for Purveyor Underground, but nice soulful, funky stuff, live music that works for me in the right time and place. And the vocalist is dope, very strong on this one versus the the other track, Jack Freeman's vocals performance is really, really good. Just laying in key and not hearing crazy auto tune as well. So it's great. So that concludes our submissions for this particular episode. I wish we had the Denat stuff, man, but hey, these things happen from time to time. So a short but sweet episode on this one. Keep them coming. I'm enjoying doing these. But please, if you happen to be watching this or know someone that has those funky beats, man, we need to get them here. I love this deep house shit. It's cool, a little Afro house on occasion, but it's just not what we put out. And I'd just like to hear some stuff that's closer to what the label puts out in terms of house, jack and house stuff. That we could see ourselves signing and putting out. So, anyway, I'll leave you with that. Thanks for joining this short but sweet, brief session, episode 4, demo track feedback sessions. Much love and respect. And again, if you want to see more of what I do in the studio in particular, that's super easy. Just sign up to my Patreon, go for the all access tier, and you get access to everything, including over 80 plus posts of exclusive music and downloadable promos and music as well. I'm happy to be doing this. Much love and respect. Peace.